2 days after surgery, she was screaming in pain. The same body that earned thousands of likes was now fighting to survive. Weeks later, the influencer known online as Elena Jessica was dead. But this isn't just a story about one woman. It's a story about the price people are paying to look perfect. For a long time, Elena looked like she was living the dream. On social media, her life was the kind people double-tapped instantly. She wore designer outfits, she went on luxury hangouts, she posted perfect photos. She was part of a growing class of online personalities, influencers whose brand is built on beauty, lifestyle, and the appearance of effortless success. But like many influencers in today's image economy, maintaining that look isn't always natural. And one of the ways people try to achieve that perfect body online is a procedure called the Brazilian butt lift, popularly known as a BBL. Drake even has a song where we're basically talking about BBLs. A surgery where fat is removed from parts of your body and injected into the hips and buttocks to create a more exaggerated shape. Elena already had a BBL, and she, for whatever reason, decided to go in for a second one. In early February 2006, she underwent another BBL surgery at a cosmetic clinic in Lagos, Nigeria. At first, everything seemed normal, but within days, things quickly started to go wrong. Reports say she began experiencing severe pain and complications shortly after the operation, and her condition deteriorated rapidly, and doctors had to perform emergency medical interventions in an attempt to stabilize her. Despite multiple treatments and blood transfusions, her body just continued to struggle. Weeks later, the influencer who once presented a perfectly curated version of beauty online was gone.
I don't know. Jessica don't leave me come out for this one. But I told this girl, say, go come out that girl, what she do. She said they don't do the second surgery for her already. I talked to Jessica last week. I told her, let me come and meet you in the hospital where she was. Jessica said, Favor, don't worry, she'll be okay. Now people are calling me from the group. Jessica is dead. Jessica, that beautiful girl. At least sister is calling me. Jessica is dead. Why must she go and do BBL? I told this girl last week, go and remove it.
In the voice recording that spread across social media, her mother could be heard crying and explaining what happened to her daughter in her final days. And in that moment, what looked like another glamorous influencer story suddenly became something very, very sad. Because behind the followers, the pictures, the brand deals is now a grieving family. A family who's lost their daughter and they will never have her back. But Elena's death raises one important and dark question. How far are people willing to go just to look perfect? To understand what happened, you have to zoom out and look at the culture that made this possible. Over the last decade, one cosmetic procedure has exploded in popularity across the world: the Brazilian butt lift. Originally, it was a niche procedure, but now it seems like it is a global aesthetic trend. Scroll through Instagram, open TikTok, look at influencer pages. You will start noticing the pattern: the tiny waists, the wide hips, the perfectly rounded curves. Different people from different parts of the world, but for whatever reason, they all have the exact same body. When audiences see this same body over and over again, it slowly becomes the new definition of beauty. It becomes the standard, the expectation, and the algorithm, it loves it. Post with that kind of looks gets more likes, more shares, more engagement. The more perfect you look, the more attention you attract. And these days, attention online can turn into followers, followers can turn into brand deals give you status, and at the end of the day, you get your money. And you know you have to get your money, especially if you are in the Tinubu regime.
I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
So yeah, the pressure builds up because everybody's chasing the same image. Everybody is trying to look like the virgin of beauty the algorithm rewards, until eventually it stops looking like a choice and becomes the price for admission. And that's how we ended up in the age of the BBL, where thousands of people are literally going under the knife, resculpting their own bodies just to match an internet trend. Now, I understand that choosing to get a BBL is a personal decision. Everybody has the right to do whatever they want with their body. Cosmetic surgery for a lot of people is about boosting self-confidence and self-expression. But that still doesn't take away from the reality. And the reality is that the Brazilian butt lift remains one of the most dangerous cosmetic procedures in the world. If the fat is injected too deeply, it can enter your bloodstream, which can end up blocking vital veins and literally lead to your death. You can die. You can die from getting a BBL. It's not a joke. Not to mention the fact that when you go in for a BBL, you might look amazing now. You might look drop dead gorgeous, bombshell. But do you really think you can maintain that same aesthetic as you grow old? You think you're going to look like a Disney mom when you are in your 40s and your 50s. You are not. You are not going to look like a Disney mom. You are going to look bad. Very, very bad. It's not worth it. The whole Elena Jessica story is just outright tragic. There is nothing like the perfect body. The internet just tricks us into thinking there is. It doesn't exist. It's not worth risking your life chasing an illusion. Sometimes the cost of perfection, the cost of going against nature is just simply far too high. But I want to hear what you think. Do you believe social media is pushing people towards extremely dangerous beauty standards, or at the end of the day, it's just a personal choice? Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. My name is Liman. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, drop a comment. And if you love stories like these, be sure to subscribe. We have more on the way. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.